What's going on, everybody? Now, a new tape emerges that Michael Brown did not rob that convenience store. Now, for years, white people, and I say white people, now I have a friend that tried to tell me, oh, racism doesn't exist no more, just yesterday. Really? Let me tell you something, white people stick together. White people, let me tell you something, the white media, the white police had this videotape, knew about it, but they protect their own. That Darren Wilson is a white cop. They're going to protect white police officers. If that police officer was black, they would have threw his ass to the wolves. Facts. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. So I want y'all to watch this footage. Take a look.
St. Louis County investigation papers, I stumbled along something that was absolutely stunning. At approximately 1:13 a.m., August 9th, a male arrived as a backseat passenger in a dark-colored passenger vehicle. Brown enters and exits the front doors. Michael was at the market at 1:13 a.m. the night before he died? Camera 7. The male proceeds to the beverage cooler, selected unknown items, and proceeded to the register. The male remains at the counter and eventually leaves the area of the registers with no merchandise. I couldn't believe what I had read. Michael was in the store the night before he died, and St. Louis County saw the videotape, and they didn't tell us. Well, guess what, St. Louis County? I've got the videotape.
I was surprised to hear that 2 years later, there was a video. What you're going to see on this video is what they didn't show us happen that clarifies that there was an understanding, and that's what you're going to see in that video.
In the early hours of August 9th, just 11 hours before Mike took his last steps, he went to his local convenience store to make an exchange. Look carefully at the counter and you can see a trade is made. Mike gives the store a little bag of weed. You can see the employees smelling it and passing it around.
There was some type of exchange for one thing for another. That these people know each other well enough that this is the relationship that they have.
Then you can clearly see Mike being given 2 big boxes of cigarillos. The store clerk puts the cigarillos into a bag for Mike with his other stuff and hands it over the counter. Mike is about to leave the store, but decides to have the clerk hold his things behind the counter for him. The next day, with his hands politely behind his back, Mike goes back into the store to get his stuff.
It was a misunderstanding.
St. Louis County has written documentation that we found which shows they saw the 1:13 a.m. videotape, but they leave out what really happened that night in their report. Mike traded the store a little bag of weed and got 2 boxes of cigarillos in return. He left his items at the store and he went back the next day to pick them up. Mike did not rob the store.
Now, as you can see, for one, the videotape is irrelevant. Now, and I'm going to say this, I hate to pull the race card. However, the white media wants to make black people look bad by showing this tape. It's irrelevant to him being unarmed and shot in the first place. But white people try to justify it and want to justify an unarmed black being killed by saying, look, 20 years ago, he smoked some weed like the Trayvon Martin case. Michael Brown, see, look, he deserved to get shot. An unarmed man deserved to get shot. Look what he did in the convenience store. Which was already knew that was bullshit. The cops already knew that was bullshit. And here we go with the tape 2 years later. Now, even with the Laquan McDonald tape here in Chicago, he was shot 16 times. White police officers, the mayor, white people was trying to cover that up. They were going to wash that away and let this cop, not charge this cop with anything. They was trying to cover it up. The lawyers who got the tape had to fight like hell. That's why black people are always going through so much injustice, because it takes a lot of money for lawyers to go through court. Let me tell you something. Mayor Ron Emanuel, Anita Alvarez, and all of them fought like hell for that Laquan McDonald tape not to come out to protect their white police officers, so their white police officers don't go to jail. Those lawyers went through a year of back and forth. And now, let me tell you something. If a regular, ordinary black person had to hire a lawyer. It would have cost $30,000, $40,000 on court proceedings just to get this tape that should have been released to the public day one, right? Not in the case. So now, Michael Brown case is some utter bullshit anyway. Here's a man who ran. Here's a man that ran 30 feet, 30, 40 feet out. And Darren Wilson jumped out his car and started shooting him while he was running away. Shot him in the arm. He turns around with his hands up, and Darren Wilson kills him anyway. Darren Wilson is trying to say Michael Brown tucked his head and had his hand in his waistband and ran 30 feet trying to get to him. Now, the cop is already shooting. What asshole idiot is going to turn around, duck his head, put his hand in his waistband, and run with his head down 30 feet to the cop and just to get shot? Do that even fucking sound logical? But, you know, white people are going to look out for white people. They're going to look out for white cops. A black cop, they would have threw his ass to the wolves. Then on CNN, it's a bunch of coons on there trying to talk about, I don't know why they didn't release this part of the tape. I don't know why. You don't know why? That's why let me tell you something. That's why they're going to put coons on CNN. They're not going to put somebody on there that's going to keep it real. They're not going to put somebody on there that's going to call out racism. And I can't believe somebody just tried to tell me yesterday, oh man, no, racism don't exist anymore. Racism doesn't exist anymore. See, and let me tell you something. These cases, white people try to justify pulling up somebody's background, what they did 20 years ago, 30 years ago. See, this guy, what's his background look like? This guy smoked some weed 30 years ago. Have nothing to do with nothing, especially the Trayvon Martin case. And I'm tired of that shit. This so-called media, that's why I'm glad social media is out now. They're trying to censor the social media message as we speak. That's why it's so important to get the news out there, the correct news, because we always seen it. We already know it. It's just the rest of the world that don't know it. When that Michael Brown shooting came out, white people took to Facebook. See, he was a thug. He was a thug. He was a thug that deserved to be shot. Had nothing to do with what happened. But now we see that he did not rob the damn corner store. And that was their only argument. So now I hope they feel fucking stupid because he didn't even rob the goddamn store. Now, imagine how many other cases they're withholding evidence. That's why black people were so happy when OJ was found not guilty. We've been going through years, 400 or 500 years of injustice. We know about the bullshit they do to us. We know about the bullshit evidence they plan on us. We know about the lies they come to court and talk about and tell, and how police cover it up. We know it. We've been through it. Everyone, all black people have been through it every day. We know how we're harassed by the cops. Cop jump out, punch us. They say we assault them. Felony. Assault on a police officer. Then white people look at you. That's why they put cases on us so that when we go try to get a job, see, look what they did 20 years ago. Or if you got to go to court again, they pull up your past because they ain't got shit to do with the current case. But they try to pull up your past and say, see, when he was 16, he smoked some weed. See, look, he must be guilty now. 20 years later, he must be guilty. This is the propaganda white people and the white media, the white police, the white judges put on blacks. This is what they want to perpetuate to the public, is that we are savages. We are evil, so we deserve any bad thing to cover up their misdeeds that they've done. So, I want y'all to comment, like, let me know what you think about this video. Peace.